Good morning, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and I'm a second year vet student at St. George's University. And for today's vlog, I've received a request to talk about how much vet school costs and kind of how I budget my money throughout the school year. For this video, it's going to cover the first 2 years of vet school, and I do plan on making another video once I'm completely done with vet school. To start off with, it really does amaze me how much I'm actually spending, but I know in the end it's going to pay off. I will be doing the career that I've wanted to do for a while, and it is what it is. We all know schools are very expensive nowadays, so it shouldn't be too surprising on how much this school actually costs. But for pretty much all of the schools, at least at SGU, we are assigned a financial aid person to help us answer any questions that we may have. I get all of my loans through FAFSA, just like the US schools. SGU isn't too much different unless you're doing the foundations program. I believe that is not covered by FAFSA, so you just want to keep that in mind when you're applying. The only way I can afford to be in vet school is taking out lots of loans to help pay for the tuition, food, transportation, medical expenses, and also rent. So that's kind of how I afford everything, how I have my apartment in Grenada. So that is kind of what I do. For year one, my amount was $76,000 with a 7% interest rate on my unsubsidized loan and an 8% approximately for my Grad Plus loans. The interest rates have just been extremely high the last few years, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better. For year two, it was $76,000. I could have taken up to $83,000, but I saved a little bit of money from like my previous year and I just transferred it to this year, so I didn't have to take out as much in loans, but the interest rates are the same for that $76,000. This probably comes as a huge shock to all of you on how much vet school actually costs. It's an astronomical amount. I wish it was cheaper, but unfortunately it's not. This is a graduate program, it's for a doctorate, so we do have to pay all of this money. I've had quite a few questions asking about if I have a job in vet school. However, most vet schools, you really don't have time to be working because you're taking about 20 to 26 credit hours per term. And it's just extremely difficult to have both. And at SGU, since we are not citizens of Grenada, we can't just get a job anywhere. It will have to be on campus. I've got quite a few friends doing like tutoring jobs on campus and also being like a tour guide or stuff like that. It's not much, but it's something. If that is something that you're interested in doing, just to make a little bit of extra money. And for me, I decide to sell some things that I know I don't need anymore. So that's kind of how I make a little bit of money, and then I also work during the summers. To help myself keep track of how much money I'm spending throughout the school year, I actually have an Excel spreadsheet on kind of what I'm spending throughout each month, just to make sure I'm not going over the amount that I borrowed. I'm very, very careful with my money. I do try to set some money aside to do some enjoyable things like events and stuff that the campus is hosting, so I still have fun as much as I can, even though I'm studying quite a lot during the days. Some ways I budget my money during the school year is, instead of going out to restaurants or food vendors, I mainly cook my meals at home just so I don't have to spend too much at the restaurants. And I also buy a lot of the local foods at the grocery store just to prevent the overcost of imported items. And I also apply to as many scholarships as I can. It's not always easy to find those scholarships, so if you do want me to make a video on that, please put it down in the comments below. And then I also do sell items, like I said, during the school year, and I also try and do garage sales during the winter and summer months at home, just to see if I can make a little bit extra money. And I usually do have a summer and winter job just to make a little bit more of an income. If you do have any questions about anything that I've discussed in this video or others, please let me know down in the comments below. If any of you have suggestions on what type of videos you would like to see this coming year, please also let me know that down in the comments. And if you did like this video and want to see more, please consider giving it a like and subscribe. And I will catch you all on the next vlog.